When you can't figure out why your baby is crying and you've done all you can, what is next? I'm Alexandra Lilly and this is Donna Palmer. In this video, we're going to reveal to you the hidden truths behind your baby's crying and get it to stop. All right, so before we dive in, how about you subscribe and hit that bell button so that you are notified anytime we put out a new video on how to deal with your child's challenging behavior. Now, before we dive into the hidden truths about your baby's crying, let's just reinforce what we know about the basic needs of the baby. So we know a baby, when they cry, they could be hungry because they need to be fed. Maybe they're wet, they need to be changed. They're too hot, they're too cold, maybe they're sleepy, maybe they just need to be loved. But I want to talk a little bit about brain development. Now, there's a part in our brain called the pons level. And between 1 and 5 months, when we're attending to the baby's need, we're setting up this cycle of trust, the cycle of responding to their needs and building trust. So when you attend to that baby's needs, it's building up the brain to feel safe and secure and to put trust in the world, knowing that my needs will be met. Now let's talk about what happens in the brain if we're not meeting the baby's needs. So when you're not attending to your baby's needs for over a long period of time, it sets up that sense of not feeling safe and secure. And it can bring fear, it can bring anxiety, they can tend to lack the ability to bond and form attachments. And they also don't have this trust in the world. So they constantly feel like they're alone, or they feel like they don't belong in the world, they don't belong in the classroom, they don't belong in the community or even in their family. But we are all great parents and we cannot resist it when a baby is crying. We have this quick urge to attend to that baby anyways. So I just want you to know that when you're attending to your baby's needs, you're setting up the brain for optimal development. You're setting them up to build the foundation for the brain, because actually in our brain we have 7 different levels, and it's super important that each level is fully developed, leaving no gaps. Because if there's gaps, it's going to impact our more advanced skills. So we want to make sure that the brain is fully developed. So you want to attend to those needs and tend to them very quickly. So if you can identify with what we're saying, click the like button and let us know.
Now that we've talked about our babies crying and their needs and meeting their needs, let's talk about the hidden truth behind your baby's crying. So we understand that, yes, our baby has real needs and they cry because those needs need to be met. But now let's get right into the hidden truth behind your baby's crying. Okay, so we know how to meet our baby's needs. We know when they cry that we're going to respond, and that's gonna make them feel loved and secure and safe, and that's all good. Now, what about when they are crying and we don't know what to do? Let's talk about the hidden truth behind that cry, and we call it the I want factor. This is where your baby is saying, I want what I want, when I want it, and how I want it. That is basically what the baby is saying when they are crying. And regardless to what you do to meet their needs, they still continue to cry. So our babies want what they want. And that's okay, because all of us, there are times when we want some things and we just want what we want. So that's fair. But the question is, how do we decide what to give the baby when the baby wants something? How do we decide what is a need and what is a want? This is a decision that we, the parents, or whoever the adult is in the baby's life, we have to make that decision for the baby. Is this a need or is this a want? That is the question we need to ask ourselves when the baby is crying because they want what they want. So how does the I want factor come about? let's look at their age and stage of development. Between 0 to 6 months old, they are basically in that stage where everything is about cause and effect. I do this, I get that. I cry, I get my bottle. I cry and I get changed. I cry and I get picked up. That's all they know. They don't have the cognition to think through things, to formulate plans, to execute plans. They don't have that yet. So it's all about cause and effect. That is how their brain works, and that is how they get what they want. Now, as they go on with their lives, they will do things. Remember, they have reflexes. They have all kinds of stuff that is going on with their bodies. So they might have a toy, and they just move their hands, hit the toy, get a sound from the toy, and guess what? They realize, oh, wow, if I move my hands, hit this toy, I get a sound. Cause and effect. So guess what they're going to do the next time? They're going to hit the toy again, get the sound, and that's where they are going to start learning how to activate the toy, because they are in a cause and effect stage of development.
All right, so now that we know what stages of development we're at, we know that we're at the cause and effect stage, let's look at this in our everyday life. So let's use this example. You're holding baby. Baby's hands are kind of going all over the place, and baby pulls on mom's hair. Mom gives the reaction of, ouch, don't do that. Don't pull mom's hair. Baby got a respond of high tone pitch voice, some funny facial expressions, and that was pretty entertaining. Now the next day, mom's pulled her hair back, or it's up in a ponytail, and she's holding the baby, and the baby's trying to get at the hair, but the baby can't access the hair, so the baby starts crying. And mom's wondering, why is the baby crying? I don't understand, because he's trying to get access to the hair and have that response, but he can't. Now another example would be, let's say you're cooking dinner and the baby starts crying. So you go pick up your baby, you're holding him, you're comforting him, but the timer just went off for the oven, so you put him down and you go attend to the timer and you continue making dinner. However, he starts crying again. So you go and tend to the baby, pick up the baby, comfort the baby, but you got to continue making dinner, so you put him down again. The baby has now realized that every time I cry, guess what? Mom is going to come. The next time around, maybe you've put the baby in the high chair and you've given the baby a toy, and the baby starts playing with the toy, throws it on the floor. Mom comes over, picks up the toy, gives back the toy to the baby. Baby does it again, throws a toy on the floor. Mom comes again, picks up the toy, and gives back the toy to the baby. He's realized that every time I throw the toy on the floor, not only does it make a sound, but guess who comes? Mom comes and gives me attention. So this is where the baby starts getting the I want factor. I want this, so I cry and I get what I want, because mom is going to come and give me what I want.
Now that we've revealed the truth behind your baby's crying, let's get the crying to stop.
Now to stop that crying, let's look at the examples we just talked about. So, baby pulls on mom's hair. Mom, keep a straight face, put baby down. What you're doing is you're changing the effect to the cause. So the more that you do this, the baby now learns that when I pull mom's hair, I get put down, and that is not what I want. Okay, so next example. Mom is making dinner, baby is crying. Now we know all the baby's needs have been met. You know that he's been fed or he's been changed and he's good. So you can reassure the baby by talking to him while you're cooking in the kitchen, and then attend to him when you are done and you are available. This teaches the baby that mom is not going to come every second that I cry. Okay, we said a lot so far, and I want to know, have you found any hidden truths behind your baby's crying? Drop us a comment and let us know.
Now that we know what the hidden truth is behind our baby's crying, and that is the I want factor, we as parents need to be diligent in evaluating our child's needs and their wants.
And then that way we can get the baby to stop crying by changing the effect to the cause. If you're struggling with your baby's crying, we would love to help you. Send us your comments or your questions to info@parentingbeyondbehaviors.com. And also, don't forget to check out our next video, which is on why your parenting style isn't working. Don't forget to subscribe and like us. Till next time, see you later.